All right. Just come to a kneeling position on your mat. And just bring your arms up, palms together, and just a little back bend. And come up, just grab hold of your right wrist and pull over to the left. And then pull over to the right. And then come back up. Bring the arms down. And we're just going to come up to standing, taking the legs wide. And just going into forward fold. And just relax down. So you can take your feet a bit wider if you maybe want to get your elbows down or your head down. And then just coming up if you're down. And then we're leaning over to the left side. So bending the left knee. Now you might stay here, you might be up here, or maybe you want to come down into Skandasana. And then we're going to come up and pivot our way around to the right so that we're in our low lunge. You can have your back knee down or up. You've got a hand on each side of your right leg. And then taking your right arm up to the sky into our easy twist. And you can either stay here or you can look back and reach your right arm back. So you're opening up a little bit more. And then bring that hand down onto the side again. And then we're going to step the left foot in. So we're in our forward fold. So just hang here now. Let your head relax. Let your arms relax down. Just hang here in your ragdoll. Just feel those hamstrings lengthening. And then bend the knees as you slowly come up, little bit by little bit, nice and slow. And then bringing those arms up. And then take your palms together. And like we did at the start, we're going to lean over to the right. So we've just got the palms together this time, leaning over. So you can stay up. Yeah, I'll come back down so you can see me. And then over to the other side. Back up. And then we're going to go back into our forward fold. So taking those legs out wide again. Maybe this time you can go out a little bit further. And maybe this time grab hold of your ankles or your shins, calves, wherever you can, and pull yourself down. And then pressing yourself up and bending your right knee this time. So you might be coming up high or down low or all the way down into dust. And then turning ourselves back around into that low lunge. Although now I'm thinking on the wrong leg. So now we want to lift our left arm up. Remember, you might have that knee down. Maybe you want to reach back now. Just open up a little bit more. And then bring that hand back to the outside. And then step our feet together again. Into that forward fold. Maybe you're able to now clasp your hands behind and then maybe take them away and get that nice shoulder stretch. Letting those arms flow over the head. And then release those hands down. Lift your chest into flat back, straightening out the legs. Maybe you take your hand onto your shin. And then fold back down, taking your hands down and stepping back into your down dog. So pressing your fingers down. And then taking your right leg, cross it behind your left, just getting that little calf stretch. And then swap it over. Left goes behind right. Bring them back and bring your knees down. And then take a seat on your bottom. And then just lying back and hugging your knees into your chest. Dixie. And then lengthen out your left leg onto the ground. pulling that right knee then a little bit out towards that armpit. And then swap it over. So bring the left knee towards the left armpit. And then bring both knees in towards the armpit and just sort of circle the knees around both ways. Getting a little bit into those hips. And then bring the soles of the feet together. See if you can grab hold of your feet and pull your knees apart as you pull your feet in. You can have your head down if you want. And then just take the legs straight up. Just point and flex the feet. And then bring the feet down as we come over into child's pose. So feet together, toes together. Let's take our knees to the edge of the mat as we push the bottom back and then reach forward, relaxing your head down. And then coming back up and take your feet with your legs crossed, with your right foot crossed in front. Sitting up nice and tall. Just bring your arms up at right angles into cactus arms. And I want you to pull back, opening up the chest. And then reach up. And then again, pull back now and down. And then bring your hands onto your knees as we go into a little dynamic cat and cow. So lean back, rounding out, separating your shoulder blades, and then pulling forwards. And again, round out and pull forward. And then release, taking your right arm up, down, behind, and then place your left hand on your elbow, pushing down for a little tricep stretch. And then release the left hand and take it around behind and see if you're able to grab your fingers, the arm, nails. So you want to try and be able to grab your hands. So you might need a towel or a strap, or just grab your top. And then release. And just roll those shoulders around. Hello, mister. And then reach forwards. And then pressing back up. Taking your right hand around to the left side, grab hold of that wrist, pull down as we drop the head to the left, stretching down the neck and shoulder on the right side. and then gently release. And then pulling back on those fingers, stretching through the wrist and the forearm. And then just clasping those hands and rotating around. Remember which way you're rotating. Okay, we're going to change the crossover on our legs. So the left leg goes in front. We're going to take our left arm behind over to the right side, grab hold of that wrist, pull down, and then drop our head to the right. Release. And then pull back on the fingers on the left side. Then clasp those hands, and now we want to rotate in the opposite direction. And release, and then come forwards. And then pressing back up, we've got to take that left arm up now, down the back, and push down on that elbow for the tricep stretch. Taking that right arm now around behind and see if we can link those fingers. That's always harder. And then release. Roll the shoulders. And then come over onto hands and knees. Just dipping the spine now, lifting the head into our cow. Sitting down the front. Feel an ab stretch. And then we're going to tuck the head, tuck the hips, and round out into our cat stretch. Feel the shoulder blades separating. And then come to neutral spine. And just a little twist. We're going to wiggle our hips this time as we turn side to side. And then come back to neutral, going back to that cow. So dipping the spine again, lifting the head, lengthening down the torso. And then rounding out the hips under, letting the head drop, separating the shoulder blades into the cat. And then back to neutral as we find another seat. Now we're going to do our hero pose. So bending the left leg, we're then going to straighten out the right leg. So your left leg might be sort of cocked right out to the side, or tuck it under and in close. So up to you. But we're going to start with a forward lean. So you might just be staying up here, that's enough. Maybe you can come forwards. And then we're going to lean back. So you might take your hands back. You might be able to bring your elbows down, or maybe you're able to lie down. And if you've come down, let's start making our way back up. And bring this left leg over to the right side. Now, so that might be enough for you having it up here. Maybe then you're able to bring it across so the knees stack on top of each other. And then see if you can lean forward. Release. Do. So now we're going to kick the right leg out to the side, or maybe you're tucking it in and then reaching forwards. Then maybe you're staying upright, or you're taking your hands back, or your elbows back, or you're lying back. And if you're lying back, then we're going to start making our way back up. And then we're going to release this right leg, bring it over the top. You might stay there, or you're able to stack those knees on top of each other. And then maybe you're able to come forwards. Sit, release. Undo the legs, give them a little shake. So now we're going to go back to that left leg going over. So you might have your bottom leg straight. So we're going to wrap around and we're going to twist. Now you can also bend this bottom leg as well if you want. All right. And you can wrap, or you can bring the arm around and get a nice big twist. But make sure you're sitting up straight first and twist. Don't like turn your head too much. Make sure it's the torso that's twisting. And make sure that your left sit bone is on the ground. And then coming back to the front, undoing the legs. And let's go to the other side. Twisting around. And then coming back to the front, undoing those legs, and just taking them out, giving them a little shake. And then we're crossing the right leg over the left or stocking the feet on top as we reach forward. And then swap sides. And undo. And just take your hands back. Bend your knees. We're going to go into a tabletop. So we're going to lift the hips up nice and high. Open the shoulders. Squeeze the glute. And come back down. And then come back to a lying position. Bringing your right ankle onto your left knee. And just press that knee away. And then cross the leg over, right? So we've crossed. And now drop the knees over to the left. So we want to keep our right shoulder down as we take those legs over to the left. And gently come back to the middle. Undo the legs. And then bring your left ankle to your right knee. Place your left hand on the knee and push it away to open up the hip. And then cross the leg as we drop the knees over to the right side, keeping our left shoulder down now. And then coming back to the middle, and then picking the feet up for happy baby. So see if you can grab your feet on the outside, pull your knees to your armpits, and then pressing your lower back down. A little rock side to side. And then grab hold of the knees and just gently rock yourself up to a seated position. Shoulders, and just take a nice deep breath in. Hold. And release. And breathe in again. Hold. And release. And we are done. Nice work. It takes time. Okay, bye.